You think holding on keeps you safe, right? We all do. We believe that if we just grip that steering wheel of life a little bit tighter, we can somehow control everything. But I want you to ask yourself, honestly, are you really the one steering, or are you being dragged? You know, there's this old Zen proverb that just nails this feeling, this struggle, and it's what we're going to dive into today. It's simply this: let go or be dragged. Okay, so to even start to understand this, we've got to talk about the weight you're carrying. Let's call it the invisible backpack. And that is why you're so exhausted. I'm not talking about just being tired, not a didn't get enough sleep kind of tired. This is something deeper. It's a bone-deep, soul-level fatigue. I have a feeling you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, what's actually in this backpack you're lugging around? Well, it's full of ghosts. Yeah, the ghost of that career you didn't take. That constant low-humming anxiety about your aging parents. The desperation to control your teenagers as you feel them slipping away. And maybe the heaviest thing in there, that anger over a relationship that ended years ago, but man, it still stings like it was yesterday. So how do we even begin to unpack all of that? Well, there's a story that explains it perfectly. It's the story of two monks. So picture this. You've got two monks. Their names are Tanzan and Ekido, and they're traveling down this road, but it's an absolute mess. It's pouring rain, the road is nothing but mud, just a tough journey. And as they're walking, they come around this bend, and there's a beautiful young woman standing there in a silk dress. And she's totally stuck. The road's flooded at an intersection, and there's just no way for her to cross without ruining her clothes. She's clearly upset. So Tanzan, one of the monks, he doesn't even say a word. He just walks right up to her, scoops her up, carries her right across the flooded part of the road, and gently sets her down on the other side. And then he just keeps walking. That's it. A simple, kind act. But Ekuro, the other monk, he is just fuming. And they walk on in this heavy, awkward silence. An hour passes, not a word. Then 2 hours. By the time 4 hours have gone by, the sun is getting low, and you can just feel the anger radiating off of Ekuro. He's just stewing in it. And finally, he just can't take it anymore. He explodes. He whirls on Tanzan and shouts, "What was that? We are monks. We are forbidding from going near women. It is against our vows. Why in the world did you do that?" Tanzan just stops walking. He turns to his friend, and with this calm, gentle look, he says, "Brother, I left that woman by the river hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" And that, right there, that's the question for you, isn't it? Why are you still carrying her? Because let's be honest, in our own lives, we are Aikido. We are carrying things. We're carrying the promotion we didn't get. We're carrying the person we thought we'd be by now. We are carrying ghosts. So let's break this down, right? You've got two mindsets here. Tanzan is all about presence. He saw a problem, he acted, and then he was done with it. He left the woman at the river. But Ekido, he's all about attachment. The actual event was over in seconds, but he carried it in his mind, replaying it, getting angry about it, for hours. And this really gets to the core of what Zen teaches about suffering. See, the idea is that life's events, they aren't the real source of our pain. The real suffering comes from our attachment to them. It's our refusal to just accept what is, and our insistence on holding on to things long after they're over. Okay, so that brings us to the real pivot point here. The whole reason we're talking about this. It's about the choice to let go. And that's a choice you're making all the time, every day, every moment, really. You either let go or you get dragged. There really isn't a third option. But let's be really clear about what letting go actually means. It is not giving up. It is not pretending you don't care. It's this powerful, active choice to accept reality. The past is gone and the future isn't here yet. It's about unclenching your fists, those fists that are gripping so tightly to yesterday's regrets so that you can actually have an open hand to receive the good things that are right in front of you today. Okay, so where do we even start with this? Let's talk about the very first step. Just putting it down. And look, here's the best part. You don't have to fix your entire life right now. You don't need to empty that whole invisible backpack in one go. That's impossible. All you have to do is choose to put down one thing. Just one heavy thing. So I'm gonna leave you with this question. Just take a breath for a second. And ask yourself, really honestly, who or what is the woman by the river that you are still carrying? What's that one heavy thing? And what would your life feel like tomorrow? What would your energy feel like if you finally decided to just put it down?
Subscribe for daily wisdom.